Hello, friends, family, and other creatures of the sea. Today we have a best of 3 between Bly and ByuN. And I'm smiling because the first thing I see on my screen is a drone moving straight across the map. And I'm very curious to see what this bad boy is going to be doing. We'll just be following its path for a little bit. And it seems to be heading... well, not quite into the natural, but very close towards that natural. And it's a hatchery first. A 13 hatchery. I have never seen this build before in my entire life. And I've been watching a lot of StarCraft. So this is what? A 13 proxy hatch. A 12 pool. And then he builds what? An 11 gas? He builds drones first. Okay. This is the... I have never seen this in my entire... I have no clue what this is. 2 more drones? What are you doing, Bly? It's Bly versus ByuN, by the way. I am... Okay, first gas. No second gas yet, so... It has to be roaches, though. So I feel, yeah, second gas just makes a lot of sense here. This is very reminiscent of that old school... 12 pool double gas type of build, you know, with them Ravagers that we used to see. Except I guess this will just use the initial larva on the other side of the map. So we should see our Roach Warren go down. I think this is an insane build. This is so crazy. This is super crazy to me. Okay, so we have 2 in gas. Okay, I like it, I like it. Did that SCV not scout that? No, it did not, obviously. You have the CC on the low ground being built. Marine is out. Factory is going down. Pre-reactor. So this is going to be quite a quick factory. ByuN moves into the main base. Sees double gas. Sees a Roach Warren. But also sees no larva whatsoever. I mean... Okay. I think ByuN might be aware of what's happening right here. Is he going to go for a low ground bunker? No, right? No, you can't. No, you can't. It needs to be a high ground bunker, buddy. Like, the roaches are out. The roach... No, you can't be here anymore. Cancel the CC. This is a 1 base all-in. You can defend this with 1 base and you'll be fine. I cannot believe it. He's gonna die. He's just straight up going to... Yeah, run back. Retreat. Okay, low ground CC is going to get cancelled most likely. We see 1 Ravager, 2 Ravagers, 3 Ravagers. 3 Ravagers. No money right now. It's gonna get a 3rd Ravager. I can smell it. I can smell you. Come on, can we get a Ravager? No. Instead, just continues attacking here with the roaches. Gets the first depot down. Can that bunker get hit here from a distance? Oh my god, the range on this Ravager is bananas. We have more roaches on the way. ByuN completely supply block. If TechLab goes down before the Cyclone pops out, that means there's not going to be any way that a second Cyclone gets out. We now have a worker pool, single Cyclone. I mean, is there enough here for ByuN to deal with this? I think the answer is no. You can't lose this. He loses the Cyclone. That's... Well, these SCVs are doing a good job. GG! Game. 3 minutes, 35 seconds, and Bly is up 1-0 in the series with, honestly, one of the sickest strategies I've seen in a long time. See, Proxy's a hatch on 13 supply across the aces. The fastest Proxy hatch I've seen in my life. Alright, game number 2. Here we come. Alrighty. I was afraid of speaking before the... Oh no. Before the first drone would start moving out again. This is a different one, though. Is he actually just going to straight up proxy hatch every single game? There's no way, right? Okay, this is a proxy hatch at the 3rd base location. But with a pool at 16? Oh no, with a hatchery at home first. No? Oh no, he just built another drone. Okay, so 17 hatchery on the 3rd base. Does this require a different response? I think that's the main thing here, is that, you know how sometimes people think, well, proxy hatch, you can just do respond X and you'll always be fine. And Bly has so many different proxy hatches that he can mind game with the proxy hatches. It's like, congratulations, you figured out it was a proxy hatch. Now figure out which one. And that's actually a pretty difficult task, because Well, it's not too difficult. You just need to count the drones, and I guess you check the gas timings. Ooh, reactor first. We are gonna get an SCV scout post barracks. I have seen ByuN not SCV scout a crap ton as well, by the way. So just him SCV scouting is a sign of respect. He's like, okay, Bly, I respect your craft. I know what you're good at, and I know what I'm good at. And if I get to the point where I get good, you're over. So that's all I want to do. I just want to survive. You see this SCV scout's going to spot the fact that there is no hatchery here. ByuN's very patient. He's not getting any type of weird straight cancel here. Sees a single gas. Sees a second gas. This is a fake. Is it? I don't know if it's a fake. Sees that there's more workers though. And thus, the bunker on the low ground now actually could be an option. Last time it wasn't. This time it is. And he's gonna go for it. Okay. The correct call. The correct call. You have the Marines popping out as well. They will be looking for that hatchery. And they'll say, hey, that's interesting. That's a hatchery. I've seen these before. Not from this up close, just on the pictures. But I do know what they are. First two links are popping out here. And I think the goal for Bly with this one is not so much the straight up kill. The goal with this proxy hatch is to contain your opponent on one base. And then you start mining from your proxy hatch, and then eventually you take your own natural. I have seen this one in play before. This is something I am aware of. This is not the improved 2021 version. Yeah, this is the old school one. Yeah, we're familiar with this. I feel in my element when I watch this. Did he lose an overlord somewhere? I think he lost an overlord. It's just massively supply blocked for a different reason. It has to be an overlord loss. Has a bunch of gas for triple Ravagers here. And he's going to keep increasing the Ravager count. That is the main thing here. I thought my game lagged because these SCVs just stopped moving all of a sudden in a nice little line, but it wasn't my game lagging, it was SCVs just stopping to move. Okay, here's the Ravagers. Look at that. Look at him playing with that range. Look at him. He knows, you know, he knows exactly what the range is of the Ravager. He doesn't need to be told. He is well aware, okay? He is very well aware. And he's going back into droning here. And he's droning on this base. So he built triple Ravager. Now he's going into speed. And he's forcing his opponent to build a bunch of bunkers. Keep his SCVs near the bunkers. And Bly is not mining more than his opponent at this moment. He's not mining more. But he is playing a macro game. This is a macro proxy hatch. I don't understand this depot. I guess it is to block out the links, but it can also just be hit at the same time as a bunker. So you're basically giving two targets for your opponent. What is this? I've never... What? He's looking for new angles all the time, my friends. Holy crap. I didn't... Yeah, of course. You just hit that barracks. There you go. Okay. Bly innately knows, by the way, if there's a tank somewhere. Okay, he gets hits now. Okay, moves back. Cancels one depot. Double Evo chamber on the way, obviously. This is a classic build order, of course. We've seen this many times before, but who doesn't know? The triple Ravager proxy hatch into double Evo range carapace upgrades into layer. We see a scan out of ByuN. And he sees that there's 8 drones mining. I am not sure what is going on, okay? I just don't know. I don't understand this game anymore. I've been playing StarCraft 2 for 11 years. A little bit more than 11 years. Many of those years at what some would consider a high level. But Bly is just messing with my mind again. He's like freaking 15 tumors on the wrong side of the map. He has a base with 10 drones here. He's mining from a natural. He's actually out-mining his opponent at this point. An opponent who, may I add, is on 2 command centers. A single barracks of production until the 6-minute mark. Like... I've never seen such a big response to such a low amount of Ravagers. And now all of a sudden there's 6 Ravagers. These bunkers are going to fall. Stim isn't close to being done yet. What is the next step here for Bly? Is it going to be Infestors? Is he attacking straight into Lurkers? A scan out of ByuN right now. Onto the natural. Sees that the natural is mining and that there's gases there. Now, this has got to confuse you a little bit if you're ByuN here, okay? You defended perfectly. Took almost no damage whatsoever. Yet, the other guy is mining like a madman. And it's not like ByuN can just go kill his base. There's a crap ton of Ravagers. As long as Stim isn't done and Medevacs aren't there, these Marines won't trade well. Oh my god, Bly just lost a Ravager. I thought he already lost 3, but these 3 were just chilling over here. So he lost a Ravager for a tank. Now he's going to try to move in once again. Gets another tank. 2 tanks down. 3 Ravagers also down, though. Not sure if these are good trades or bad trades, or if we should even consider them trades, or if Bly is just playing an illusion with our mind at this point. So we still have this base as the natural, but it doesn't have gas. And it's going to evacuate soon. Oh, Stim finishes. Okay, this was a very big moment. 1-1 isn't done yet here for ByuN, but the Stim actually finished like 15 seconds too early here for Bly. Bly now gets a couple of roaches in. We'll be able to trade out against these Marines, and end of the day, was this good for ByuN? He lost the entirety of his army, and it's not like ByuN actually has a backup army. ByuN doesn't have a backup army. ByuN doesn't really have an army to speak of whatsoever. He's going to be moving forward now with his Marines. Slow response out of Bly. Nice builds, but the mechanics not quite there. 9 workers go down in an instant. That's painful because that was his eco lead. 8 workers get rebuilt here. I don't think you can attack into that. I actually think if... Okay, tunneling clause, of course. The next. Phase 2. Well, more like phase 5 has been initiated as the creep from his natural, which was on the other side of the map, is now connecting with the creep from his fort base, which was on the correct side of the map. Tunneling clause is being researched. Scans are being used to clear creep where ByuN wants to place his 3rd base in a little bit. I am not making this up. 2-2. Starts before barracks 4 and 5. 2-2 starts before the 3rd command center is done as well. Okay, we gotta keep breeding. 10 more roaches on the way, as we have ByuN moving in with a drop. I like this. Alleviate a little bit of the pressure that was on him here, on his side of the map. And at this point, I think we have a standard macro game, where the entire map is covered in creep. And ByuN doesn't have a 3rd yet. Almost 10 minutes into the game. These Ravagers are going to get taken out because they get misrallied. At least one of these Ravagers gets taken out. Fort base might get cancelled as well. Bly needs to be a little bit quicker in his responses. Can't blame the guy if you're playing against ByuN though. We have roaches hiding in the corner right now. I'm curious if ByuN will be able to spot this out. There is a turret in the natural which is going to help. No turret yet in the 3rd base. Oh, look at that, look at that, look at that, look at that. Straight into the natural. Do get spotted here by this turret. A couple of workers will go down and another scan will most likely need to be used to take out that final roach. Which is annoying, of course. It's expensive to scan for single roaches. So another roach now is going to attempt what his brothers also tried. It sucks to keep having to scan for this, by the way. Instead we see a turret go up. As that is a bit of a dead spot there in the back. Now if the roach is brilliant, he would move over here and then slowly but surely into the main base. Marines here get taken out. I'm just not paying attention to what Bly is doing behind it. But it is 2-2 and an infestation pit. He also has a crap ton of money in the bank. I was gonna say it's probably not on purpose, but seeing that he has 17 larvae, it definitely is on purpose. Could get like, he legit could have gotten like 20 more drones. He can still get like 12 more drones at this point. But he just prefers staying at a lower drone count for no real reason. I like that. That is a commitment to the cause. Okay, 16 workers. That is not commitment to the cause. 16 workers get constructed here at once. There is a big Ravager force and it is not trading in an awful way here against what ByuN has. Bly actually is taking a pretty decent trade. As long as he's fighting outside of tank range, he's probably fine. Is ByuN paying attention? Oh, yes, he's paying attention. He sees this, scans. All of these roaches are going to go down, and they will have to chase away. We'll get chased away, and we'll have to run away. Now we have to invest on it. That was a really bad trade there for Bly, who just got up to a decent worker count. ByuN is starting his 4th base. I can't believe ByuN is moving across the map. The absolute madman. He's gonna tank a hit there with one of them medevacs. More marines pushing in as well. 2 infestors are on the way. No infestors out yet. This army is slightly overstimmed as we don't have a very big medevac count at this moment. There is 2 medevacs that will reinforce. Bly has almost no units. After losing those roaches for free, trying to go for the juggler really. Oh, here we go again. No, here we don't go again. Yes, here we go again. The first time James Bond died. He's been very close many times, but this was it for James. 143 supply against 141. Army supply advantage massively in favor here of ByuN, and it looks like ByuN is actually just winning the game here. He's just walking across the map and killing... What is this? Oh my god, I didn't notice this. Neither did ByuN. And now we're gonna get a lot of the tanks here. I wanted to say for free, but Bly paid with his entire economy, which isn't quite free. Actually, that's a lot of money. These roaches burrow again. Of course, ByuN wasn't born yesterday. We'll scan for it. These roaches will fall. I actually believe that Bly might be completely dead here, as ByuN researches his +3 armor before his +3 attack once again. This is one of my favorite games to play, is to see how many armor upgrades ByuN can get before he starts his attack upgrades. I've once seen ByuN play a game where he had +3 infantry armor and +1 attack. This is not a decision, this is a mistake. Confirmed. It has been asked. It's just a mistake that he makes. And it's a very painful one sometimes. Right now these units could be a +3 attack. Sadly they have the armor, which isn't quite as useful against the roach. Bly, however, I don't think is going to care very much whether these units are 3-3, 2-2 or 1-1. As at this point ByuN is just up 20 army supply, up way in worker supplies. This 3rd base also, well, I'm not even sure what to call this base, because technically it was the 5th base, right? 6th base. Because we had the natural here, the 3rd base here, the 4th base over here, the 5th here, the 6th, and then this is the 7th. But technically now it's the 3rd, because there's no more bases. Naming conventions remain difficult for 27-year-old Dutchman. So the Roach Warren is being rebuilt, and Bly still sees opportunities in this game, even though he's less than half the supply, has inferior upgrades, inferior army composition, inferior everything really. Does still have a nice line of creep here in the top right, so if ByuN ever wants to take a 9th base, he will need to scan once or twice. So I guess that is the one lifeline that Bly is holding on to right now. Infantry weapons level 3 finish up as well. Solid minute after the armor decides to end. And Bly is happily continuing on in this game with his 4 roaches, 5 ravagers and 2 infestors against 3 tanks, 14 marauders and 17 marines. At this point I'm pretty sure that the medevacs and the SCVs by themselves would be capable of winning the game. But Bly still has good hopes, as he managed to once again be at only half the supply of his opponent. And I think this should be the final fight, unless... well, I don't actually know. It's just the final fight. ByuN wins game number 2 in a game of StarCraft 2 that the words that are needed to describe this have not been yet invented. So instead we'll just head straight into game number 3. As a famous one said, never change a winning team. Bly decided to go with the strategy once again. It's not the same one. This time it's going to be a 14 hatch, I guess. So he built a 14th. Is this a different one again? So we've had a 13 hatchery, we've had a 17 hatchery, and now we're having a 14 hatchery. I have no clue what the difference is between these, the 13 and the 14. Maybe you just accidentally build it. It's going to be built close, and by the positioning of this hatchery, we can immediately see that this is not going to be a macro game. This is a aggressive build, okay? And we notice that by the hatchery positioning, the fact that he's getting less drones. Once again, we see this spawning pool go down. Does he just build everything, by the way, before the first Overlord? So does he get the gas now? Okay, that's so sick. So this build is completely pre-Overlord. That is actually really cool. I massively appreciate that. This type of optimizations are just... That is really nice. That's just a nice build order you got there, Bly. Then he'll get an Overlord. Roach War, and he'll need to build 1 or 2 more drones, right? I think so. Does he build links with this? I can't quite remember. The thing with this build is that the goal... Why am I doubting the Lord? Why am I doubting Mr. Bly? For a second I was afraid this SCV would scout it, but of course Bly knows his pixels. So most of his time is just spent counting pixels, making sure that everything is well hidden. Roach Warren is going down here. ByuN opens up with a reactor first, rather than the barracks factory that he did in the first game. So he'll have more marines. Later factory. And I don't know if any of that matters. It's gonna matter, obviously. More marines is actually a good thing, because the thing with Bly is it's not like he's gonna have a crap ton of units. He just has a couple of units that are quite strong when it comes to damage output, but are not necessarily super tanky. Okay. ByuN decides to move back home right now. Saw the fact that there's not that many workers. 3-3 in gas. We see a bunker on the low ground. This time it's once again not going to be in time. It's going to be a little bit closer though. But once again, slightly too late. It's too late. It's just too late, no? Yeah, it's too late. It's going to be too late by about 3 seconds. No, he missed targets. Missed a massive error out of Bly. No! What a mistake. Oh, Bly. Wait, maybe it wasn't a mistake and this was his goal, but it seems like a weird goal to let the bunker finish. Now these roaches are trying to straight up fight the bunker. And I'm always for fighting the power, but this is pushing it. I don't think you can do this, can you? Bly, is this... Okay, this Ravager is... If this Ravager goes down, that would be huge. No, it finishes! You gotta be kidding me. That Ravager finished with like 3 HP. Otherwise it dies. Bunker now goes down. What is there left for ByuN? He has 4 Marines. Up the depot. There we go. That's a start. Okay. Reactor and depot. Did he just stand in his own bile? I don't think he did. That was close though. Cyclone is still 16 seconds away from finishing as well. So Reactor gets taken out. That means that this Marine will be a little bit delayed. And he's just going to go straight for the Cyclone. He says, you know what, I don't need your depots this time around. I think Bly is doing it. No, I know Bly is doing it. He has freaking 7 units inside. Ooh, that Cyclone is doing a lot of damage. Oh, nice control there with the Ravager Micro. Oh, one more shot, one more shot. No, missed target. Good target, gets it. That's it. Game, set, and match. As Bly wins the absolutely most insane, phenomenal, superb, unique series that I've watched in a long time. That was sick. That all came down to that one Ravager morphing in the dying seconds. It had like 2 HP left, and then it morphs. It's full HP. Can't explain that. All right, this is gonna be it for today. Thanks everyone so much for watching. I hope you have a good time. I hope that most of you will be able to get through the day without thinking about this too much. If watching this video is the first thing in the morning, then I do apologize. And otherwise, sleep well. Bye-bye.